Welcome to Filament PHP series, and in this episode we are going to cover how to create dependent dropdown in Filament PHP. So in this example we are going to create country, state and a city module, and we will implement inside the user creation page where if you select the country, then depends on the belongs to the state will be displayed on the drop down. Then when you choose the state, then it will be display the cities that belongs to that particular state. Okay, so let's get started the example. So you can see that our application is over here. That's we already did that. So for first of all we are going to create the tables for the country, city and the state. Okay, so let me create a new migration. So let me go here in terminal, PHP artisan Mac migration, and create countries table and hit enter, and it is going to create new migrations. Let me go to my VS Code editor, go to the database migrations, and you can see over here there is a countries table. So I'm going to remove, just keep countries and table string, and I'm going to take just one column that's called countries. Save it, and let me copy this entire table. And here instead of countries I'm going to add states. Okay, and name column, and then before that I'm going to add a new column with foreign ID. So just like this, and that will be a country underscore ID. Okay, and constraint, and then cascade delete as well. Okay, so like this, yeah, and save it. So this is about the state table. Same way I'm going to copy and paste, and we are going to create third table that's called cities. Okay, and instead of countries I'm going to take the state ID. Okay, and just save it. So we have taken three tables. Same way inside the users table we are going to add these three columns. Okay, so just let me copy this, and I will call users table. Okay, and not going to create, just call table. Okay, and we are not going to add the users. So just I'm going to add first city ID and country IDs. Okay, so country underscore ID, and here I'm going to add the nullable. So it's not mandatory to select the country, state and city. Okay, so just I will use nullable like this, and just copy this. Same way I'm going to implement for the state, and I'm going to add a new column that's called city. Okay, so this is our database structure where we have created a separate table for countries, states, cities, and we have implemented inside these users table, so we can easily access the country objects, state objects and city from the user object. Now let me run this migration. PHP artisan Mac, migrate. Yeah, and you can see that migration runs successfully. Now let me create model for it. So just let me clear and PHP artisan Mac model and country. So I have created for a country. Same way I need to create for the state. We are also going to create for city. So yeah, three models we have created. Now let me go back to the VS Code editor and let's define the column and relationship. Okay, so first of all going to the country and protected fillable, and here we just added the name column, and then I'm going to add new function that's called states with the has many relationship. Okay, so like every city will have a multiple states. Okay, so just I'm going to say return this has many, shape. Okay, so this is the relationship we define. Now let me go back to the state model. Okay, and here I'm going to define the column for it, protected and fillable. First will be the name column, and then there will be a country underscore ID, and here I'm going to add the relationship for the first of all for the country. Okay, and that will be belongs to relationship. So just return $this belongs to country colon class. Okay, so this is the one relationship, and we have another relationship for the state has many with the cities. So I'm going to create cities like this. Okay, and just remove this. Okay, and here I'm going to just say $this has many. Okay, and that will be a city class. Save. Okay, so that means city will have a multiple like state have a multiple city. Same way, let me go back over here for the city, and I'm going to define the column for it. So just I'm going to protect it. First of all, name column, then the next will be state underscore id, and I'm going to define the relationship with the state. So if I want to get the state with belongs to relationship, $this belongs to state colon class. Save it, and then I'm going to, then we don't have to define any relationship with the city. Okay, so this was the four country, state and city. Now let me go back to the users model, and here just I'm going to define the column with the fillable like country underscore id, and same way I'm going to define state underscore id, city underscore id. Just save it. Okay, now this is done with the migration and model. Now I'm going to create a separate model for each of them, like like country, state and city. So let me go and create a module for it. So php artisan mac filament resource for country. So I'm going to just say country, and that will be a name, and I will be define the no. Okay, same way I'm going to do for the state, and I will keep the name column no. I'm going to define for the city as well. Okay, and just keep the name. Yeah, so we have created a three separate module over here. You can see that cities, cities, countries and state. So let me go to the countries, and first of all I'm going to create a country module over here. So let me go back quickly to my VS Code editor, filament, and there will be your countries, and inside that schema we are going to add a new column over here that's called text input colon mac name. Just save it. Let me go back over here, hit refresh. You can see that I'm going to create new country that's called India, and you can see that India. And now let me go back. You can see that here also I'm going to display the name. Just I will text column mac and the name column. Just save it. Let me go back over here, hit refresh. You can see that India. Let me create new country over here, United States. Okay, and just create, and you can see that there is a two countries we have added over here. So that's done for the countries. Now let me go back for the states. Okay, and here I'm going to create the state. So let me click on that, and let me close this one. Okay, and go to the states, schemas and state forms. Here I'm going to take new field that's called text input with the name. Save it. Now let me go back. This is the name, and we also need to add the country drop down. So how can I do that? So just I will use select with mac country underscore id, and here we are going to use directly relationship method, and we already defined country with the name. Okay, and like this, just save it. And now let me go back, hit refresh. You can see that there is a country drop down, and I can choose the country, and I can add it, for example, Gujarat. Okay, and click on create. And if I go to the states, right now I haven't defined the table column. So let me go here, and here I'm going to just say text column name, and then I'm going to define the country name as well, country.name. Save it. Let me go, hit refresh. You can see that Gujarat and India. Now let me go back and create another state, Maharashtra, and yeah, and let me create another United State, and that's the Florida, and create. And now let me go to the state. Right now we have a proper states with the connected with the country. Now let me go back to the cities, and if I click over here, I can choose the country, then I can choose the states, and something like that I can create the city. So let me go here, and let me close this cities, and then schema. Here I'm going to take another column that's called text input name. Okay, just save it. Let me go back, hit refresh. You can see that there is a name. Now I'm going to add two drop down over here, one for the country and one for the state. Okay, so let me go here and select country underscore ID, and here I cannot use the directly relationship method because we haven't a column inside the cities table. So here I'm going to use options, and then I can use directly country model column plug name and then ID. Okay, and just save it. Okay, now let me go back over here, hit refresh. You can see that I can choose the country name and you can see that state. Okay, same way I'm going to define the label for it. So just I will use the label method that's called country. Okay, save it. Let me go hit refresh. You can see that choose the country. Now when I choose the country, I also need a drop down that's called for the state. So copy this, paste it, and instead of country I will call state. Okay, and here I can directly use the relationship, okay, with the state, and second argument will be name. Okay, just save it. Let me go back over here, hit refresh. You can see that there is a country drop down and there is a state drop down, but you can choose, you can see that there is all the states are displaying over here, and here also displaying all the countries. If I choose India, then it should be only display the list of Indian states. So that is the correct way to define, right? So right now it's not correct, so let me fix it. So I'm not going to use the relationship, I will use the options method. Okay, and here I'm going to use the function and collable get, and here I'm going to get the country from the get variable. Okay, so just I will call country underscore ID. Okay, and here I will check if there is no country, okay, $country variable, then it will be return empty. Okay, and if there is a country variable, then I'm going to get all the state and just where country ID and country variable over here. Okay, and just I will get plug name and second argument will be the ID, and here I just need to make it return. Okay, and yeah, that's it, save it. Okay, now at the end, if we are going to make it the dynamic, so we need to use one more function that's called reactive function. Okay, save it, so that way they will manage dynamically. Okay, and just hit refresh. You can see right now we don't have any state, but if I choose India and if I go here, I have a nothing because I made a reactive this one, and same way I need to make it reactive this country as well. Just save it. Okay, and now let me go back, hit refresh, India, and if I go here you can see that Gujarat. And same way if I going to choose the United States, then you can see that Florida comes. So that means this is the implemented with depends on country. Okay, so now let me add some data. If I choose India, then Gujarat, inside that I'm going to add Surat, click the record. Same way I'm going to add another city from the Gujarat, that's called Rajkot, and let me create another record, India, Maharashtra, and like Mumbai. Okay, create another record, and that will be United States, Florida, and like Miami. Okay, something like that, and click on create. If I go to the cities, we haven't defined the column at, so let me go here and just define the column. So text column and just make name, and then I'm going to also state dot name, and then I'm going to add country dot name. Just save it. Let me go back here and refresh. You can see that Surat, Rajkot, Mumbai, Miami, states and country as well. So this is working perfectly fine. Now let me go back to the user. Same way if I going to add it, and this user should have a like a country, state and a city drop down, and all should be dependent drop down. So let me go here and let me close this schema users, And here I'm going to create new section, column Mac, and that will be like location. I'm just going to give the name and then schema, and inside the array I'm going to add a new select box, okay, and that will be a Mac country. And then I'm going to just say label country, and same way what we have defined options, and here will be country plug method with the name argument, and the second argument will be the ID. Just save it, and yeah, there is a problem. Country, let me import it, save it, and let me go here and hit refresh. You can see that there is a location, but this design is not looks good. So let me create new section over here that's called basic, and schema. Inside the array I will put this all the 3 input, okay, just paste it over here, and let me remove this space and hit refresh. Now you can see that this is the basic information, and here is the country, India, United States, okay. Now let me go and add a new state drop down, okay. So just copy this, and I will call country underscore ID, state underscore ID, and here column will be state, okay. So what we have defined already inside the city module, so we need to do the function and with callable $get, okay, and inside this function we are going to get the country ID from the get variable, okay. And if there is nothing inside the country, then we are going to return array like this, and if there is, then we are going to return state where country ID, and we are going to use the plug method. First argument will be the name, second will be the ID. Save it, okay. And we are going to we have forgot the reactive function. We need to use inside the save it, okay. Now let me go, and I forgot to import the state model, okay. Just save it, okay. Now let me go back, hit refresh. Now you can see that we don't have any state, but if I choose India, and if I go here, we have a Maharashtra. If I go and choose the United States, then I have a Florida. So that's correct, right? So let me go and just copy this, paste it, and we do for this city as well, and label will be city, and instead of country ID we can go state underscore ID, okay. And instead of state, okay, and just capital S, okay. And instead of state we are going to use city model. Just save it, yeah, so looks good, okay. Save it, okay. And now let me go and hit refresh. You can see right now we don't have a state and we don't have a city as well. Choose the India, still we don't have a city, but I have a like a state. If I choose Gujarat, then I have a Surat and Rajkot, that 2 cities, okay. And now if I go and change the United States, you can see that I still have a city drop down, right? So that's not correct. So let me go here, and just I'm going to use another method that's called afterStateUpdated, okay. And then I'm going to use the function $state, and then I'm going to use the callable with the set method, okay. And here when you change the country, at that time like city and state should be null, okay. So just I will set up state underscore ID, and that will be a null, and city will be also null, okay. Save, and now let me go back, hit refresh. For example, I'm going to choose United States, Florida, and Miami. Okay, and then if I choose India, you can see that both have an empty. Same way I need to do for the state. So just copy this and paste it over here. Okay, and just we need to do city empty. Okay, save it. Okay, and now let me update the record. Okay, so for example, if I go to the users, let me do another record, click over here and just set up the 123 password, and I'm going to choose India, Gujarat and Rajkot. Yeah, and just click on save. Then you can see that it's saved. If I go to the users, right now we have just displayed the name and email. Now let me go here inside the table, and I want to add another column that's called city and state and country. So first of all, I need to define the relationship. So go to the model, users, and here I'm going to define the relationship. Okay, so function and city return and $this belongs to class, and just paste it over here and implement for the state like this. Again paste and do for the country, and belongs to country, save it. Okay, so we have implemented city, state and country relationship. Now let me go to the users table, and here I'm going to add like city.name, state.name, and at the end country.name, save it. Okay, now let me go back, hit refresh. You can see that we have a Rajkot, Gujarat and India. Okay, if I going to add it, and if I change, for example, United States, Florida, Miami, and click on save, go to the password I need to set it, click on it, go to the users, Miami, Florida and United States. So you can see that how easily we can create dependent drop down with the Filament PHP. If you like this video, then share with your friends, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe my channel for more videos. See you in the next video, guys.